Imagine this for a second. What if I told you that stress alone, even without a single bite of greasy food, could send your cholesterol climbing higher than you ever expected? You might be thinking, wait, I thought cholesterol only comes from eggs, butter, or fried chicken. But here's the shocking truth. Your body can manufacture cholesterol in response to emotional pressure, tension, and the mental storms we face every single day. It's not just what's on your plate that matters, it's what's on your mind. And for those of us over 50, when life already comes with enough challenges, caring for parents, worrying about retirement, managing health issues, or just navigating the changes of aging, stress becomes a hidden fuel that quietly raises cholesterol and increases risk of heart disease, even when we're eating right. So let me ask you, have you ever felt like you're doing everything by the book, avoiding fatty foods, exercising, maybe even taking medication, yet your cholesterol numbers still don't budge? That might not be about your diet at all. It might be about stress. And today I'm going to explain exactly how stress hijacks your body, why it matters so much after 50, and most importantly, what simple, powerful things you can do to lower it before it hurts your health. When I first learned about the connection between stress and cholesterol, I'll admit I was skeptical. Like most people, I thought cholesterol was just about diet. You eat too much bacon, your LDL goes up. Simple. But the more I read, the more I realized the truth is far more complicated. Our bodies are like factories, and the liver is one of the main engines of cholesterol production. What triggers the liver to make more? Stress hormones, especially cortisol and adrenaline. When we're under pressure, the brain signals the body to release these chemicals. They're meant to help us survive in the short term if we're running from danger. They give us energy, sharpen focus, and even mobilize fat and sugar into the bloodstream. But here's the catch. Once those fats and sugars are floating around, the liver packages them into cholesterol particles, particularly LDL, the bad cholesterol. It's like your body is stockpiling resources for a fight, even though the fight might just be an angry email from your boss or the worry about paying bills. Think about it. How many times in your life has stress felt heavier than anything you put on your plate? I remember one period in my 50s when I was juggling work deadlines and caring for my aging mother. My diet was decent, I exercised, but when I went in for a checkup, my cholesterol had jumped nearly 30 points. The doctor asked about my stress levels, and I almost laughed. Stress was my middle name. That's when it clicked for me. This invisible weight of worry was shaping my health in ways I couldn't see until it showed up in black and white on the blood test. If you've had a similar experience, let me know in the comments because I know I'm not alone in this. Now, let's get practical and talk about what this means for you. First, understand the mechanism. Chronic stress keeps cortisol levels high. High cortisol pushes the liver to make more cholesterol and triglycerides. Over time, those extra fats contribute to plaque in the arteries. And plaque doesn't just raise cholesterol, it raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes. That's why stress management isn't some fluffy self-care tip, it's medical necessity, especially after 50. Our arteries aren't as flexible as they were at 30, our recovery time is slower, and our margin for error is smaller. So, what can we actually do? The first step is awareness. Most people underestimate how stressed they are. They say, oh, I'm fine, I'm just busy. But busyness is a form of stress. Worrying late at night is stress. Arguing with your spouse or watching upsetting news every evening, it all triggers the same chemical cascade. I've started a simple practice that works for me. When I feel my shoulders tighten or my jaw clench, I pause and ask, what story am I telling myself right now that's creating this tension? 9 times out of 10, it's not the event itself, but the way I'm thinking about it. Shifting that perspective helps lower the emotional charge. Second, we need physical outlets. Movement is one of the best stress antidotes, and here's why. When you move, your body actually uses up the extra sugar and fat that cortisol releases. It's like burning off the stress fuel before it turns into cholesterol. That doesn't mean you need to run marathons. In fact, one of the best things you can do if you're over 50 is take a brisk 20-minute walk after dinner. Not only does it calm your mind, it signals your body to return to balance. Personally, I've made it a ritual to take evening walks without my phone, just me, my breathing, and the rhythm of my steps. It clears mental clutter better than anything else. Third, and this one is overlooked, is the role of relaxation in real, measurable cholesterol reduction. Studies show that practices like meditation, deep breathing, and even laughter lower cortisol. Yes, laughter. It sounds almost silly, but laughter shifts your body out of stress mode and into healing mode. I've made it a point to watch something funny every single day, even if it's just a short clip online. Try it and see how your body feels. And if you're listening to this thinking, that sounds too simple, I'll challenge you. Simple doesn't mean ineffective. Sometimes the simplest habits have the most powerful long-term impact. Another key piece is sleep. Stress and poor sleep create a vicious cycle. When you don't sleep enough, cortisol stays elevated. When cortisol stays elevated, your cholesterol goes up. And when cholesterol goes up, you feel more anxious about your health, which then makes it harder to sleep. Breaking that cycle is critical. I've learned to treat sleep like medicine, going to bed at a consistent time, creating a dark and cool room, and putting away screens an hour before. If sleep is a struggle for you, you're not alone. Share your tricks in the comments, because we can all learn from each other's routines. Now here's the twist. Lowering cholesterol isn't just about lowering stress, it's about transforming the relationship we have with stress. Stress will never disappear. Life will always bring challenges. The real question is, how do we carry it? Do we let it bury us and silently damage our health, or do we learn to face it with resilience? I like to think of stress as a fire. Left uncontrolled, it burns the house down, but channeled correctly, it can give warmth, light, and even energy. Your job isn't to eliminate the fire, it's to learn how to tend it so it serves you rather than destroys you. Let's also talk about diet because, yes, what you eat matters too, especially under stress. Did you know stress eating makes cholesterol spikes worse? It's not just because of the extra calories, it's because cortisol makes your body more likely to store fat from unhealthy foods. That's why in times of stress, people often crave sugar and fried snacks, and unfortunately, those choices hit harder. My own strategy has been to keep heart-friendly snacks within reach. Almonds, carrot sticks, even a small piece of dark chocolate can satisfy cravings without feeding the cholesterol fire. If you've got a go-to healthy stress snack, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know what works for you. One last piece I want to share is about community. Stress feels heavier when we carry it alone. Isolation itself raises stress hormones. That's why connecting, whether with friends, family, or even an online community, can be as powerful as medicine. Every time I sit with a friend and talk openly, I notice my body literally relaxes. Blood pressure lowers, breathing deepens, and I feel more centered. Never underestimate the healing power of connection. And by the way, that's why I love this channel, because it's a place where we can connect, share, and lift each other up. If you find value in conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe so we can keep building this community together. So let's bring this full circle. Stress is not just in your head, it's in your bloodstream. It raises cholesterol by keeping your body on high alert. But the good news is, you have the power to fight back with awareness, movement, relaxation, better sleep, mindful eating, and connection. These aren't complicated medical procedures. They're simple human practices available to every one of us, especially those of us navigating life after 50. The biggest mistake we make is thinking cholesterol is only about diet or medication. It's not. It's about the way we live, the way we carry stress, and the choices we make every single day. And here's the final twist I want to leave you with. Lowering cholesterol through stress management isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about reclaiming joy. When you lower stress, you don't just extend your life, you improve its quality. You feel lighter, clearer, more present with the people you love. That's the real reward. So the next time stress comes knocking, remember this. Your response is the difference between cholesterol rising and cholesterol falling, between health slipping away and health returning stronger. Don't let stress be the silent thief of your vitality. Instead, turn it into your teacher, your motivator, and maybe even your ally. And if today's message spoke to you, share it with someone you care about, because stress is universal, but healing can be contagious.